Hello everyone, my name is Vaishnavi Mahadev Vallekar. Today is a technical topic, so we are discussing onto the respiratory system. The respiratory system, it is an oxygen delivering system. The respiratory system is defined as the system which is responsible for the exchange of the gases between the body and the external environment. The respiratory systems provides the oxygens into the bloodstreams and removes the carbon dioxides from the body. The functions of the respiratory systems, it provides the oxygens to the body and remove and dispose the carbon dioxides from the body. It provides the receptors for the smells. It filters the airs, it moistens the airs. Then it regulates the pH of the body, pH of the body and the other functions, etc. The breathing cycles, breathing includes the two cyclic phases. First one, inhalation is also known as the inspirations. Inhalations includes the includes the inhalation draws the oxygens into the body. Then the exhalation is also called as expiration, in which the dispose of the carbon dioxides from the body. Then the types of the respiratory system, then the respiratory system is divided into the two part based on their locations. First one, upper respiratory system and the lower respiratory system. First, upper respiratory system is located outside the chest cavity. Upper respiratory systems includes the nose, nasal cavity, sinuses, pharynx, larynx. The lower respiratory systems is located inside the chest cavity. It includes the trachea, bronchi, bronchioles, and the lungs. First one, upper respiratory systems. It includes nasal cavity or the nose. The nasal cavity is also called as the nares. Two types of the nares: external nares and the internal nares. The nasal cavity is separated into the two parts by the nasal septum. The nasal cavity is lined by internal lined by the mucosa. The nose, it is a bony or the cartilaginous in the nature. The nasal cavity contains the hair like structures for the filtration of the airs, for the humidifying the airs. Then the sinuses are the air-filled spaces. The sinuses are opens to the nasal cavity. The inner lining of the sinuses is done by the mucosa. Then the sinuses reduces the weight of the skulls. Then the pharynx. Pharynx is commonly known as a throat. The pharynx is common pathway for the food and the air. The pharynx, it is a commonly pathway for the digestive system as well as the respiratory systems. The inner line the Pharynx is made up from the skeletal muscles. The inner lining of the pharynx is done by the mucous membranes. There are three portions of the pharynx. Three portions of the pharynx. Naropharynx, it is the uppermost portions. Then the oropharynx, it is the middle portion, and the laryngopharynx, it is the lowest portion of the pharynx. Then the larynx. Fourth one, it is the larynx. Larynx, it is joins the trachea with the pharynx. Then the larynx, it is a triangular chambers located in front of the neck. Then the larynx is made up from the three pair cartilage and the three simple cartilage. Larynx is responsible for the prevention of the swallowed materials enter into the lower respiratory systems. The larynx carries the airs into the lower respiratory systems. The larynx produces the sounds. The larynx, it is the most essentials for the connections of the trachea and the pharynx. It joins the trachea and the pharynx. Then the lower respiratory systems. The lower respiratory systems is located inside the chest cavity. It includes the trachea, bronchi, bronchioles, and the lungs. The trachea are the wind pipes. The length of the trachea is 10 to 12 centimeters. The trachea are divided into the left bronchi and the right bronchi. It is also called as a windpipe. Then the bronchi. Bronchi are the air passage for the respiratory systems. Bronchi carries the airs into the lungs. Then the two types of the bronchi, left bronchi and the right bronchi. The primary bronchi is converted into the three secondary bronchi. The secondary bronchi is splits into the tertiary bronchials. And the tertiary bronchi is converted into the several bronchi. Then the bronchioles, then the bronchioles are the finest bronchioles are the finest branches of the bronchioles are the finest branch of the bronchioles. Then the bronchioles are converted into the terminated bronchioles, and they are converted into the further bronchioles into the respiratory systems. Then the lungs, it is the most essential part of the respiratory systems. The lungs, it is a most essential part of the respiratory system. The lungs is located into the thoracic cavity. Then the two parts of the lungs, left lung and the right lungs. The left lung and the right lung. The left lung is divided into the two lobes. The right lung is divided into the three lobes. The left lung is slightly smaller than the right lungs. Then the parts of the lung. There are several parts of the lungs like apex, base, costal surface, middle surface, pleural cavity, then alveoli, etc. Then the breathing cycle, average breathing cycle is 10 to 12 per minute. The average pulse rate of the human being is 72 beats per minute. The breathing cycle includes the three phases: inhalation, exhalation, inspiration, expirations, and the pause. Then the control of the breathing. Then the breathing is controlled by the medulla oblongata. Then the chemoreceptors monitors the oxygen levels, carbon dioxide. The chemoreceptors also monitors the pH levels. Then the respiratory system, then the diseases of the respiratory systems, it includes the asthma, lung cancer, then the chronic obstructive pulmonary diseases, pneumonia, and the tuberculosis. Then the diagnosis, it includes the physical examination, biopsy, bronchoscopy, sputum examinations, CT scan, X-ray, MRI, then blood test, etc. Then the treatment, medications, lifestyle changes, exercise, etc. Thank you.